Hey, gentlemen, if you're watching this, congratulations on the win. Big T, I heard that was a glorious goal that you scored. But that being said, the whole team did a dynamic job, and I don't know why it is that we seem to have the Edmonton Oil Kings number this season, but I'm glad we do. So, way to go, gentlemen. I'm kind of exhausted right now from doing a film shoot today, where it's an action film. I'm the main hero in it. Handling guns, bang bang, lots of fun there. I wasn't actually acting opposite any of the actual actors yet. I was actually acting opposite the director because he had one camera just kind of running on its own and his wife was running the other camera. And we had a really good AD there who was reading the lines to us because there's going to be like post-production in that, put in with the sound and everything. And so I'm looking forward to seeing that finished product. But the bit that we have to finish up is a part where it's going to be a hand-on-hand combat scene between myself and the bad guy. I'm not going to say how it turns out, but it should be interesting once it's done. Our goal is to have, well, actually the director's goal, he's the one who's like finishing the thing. He's going to be doing the editing, he's going to be putting those other actors in there because everything's in front of a green screen. And or a series of green screens, I should say. And honestly, I had to imagine the space being a lot bigger than it was, but I mean, there's only a finite amount of area I could work in. So I would run through that part, and he'd be like, "Cut! Okay, now you go back there, and you're still running through this hallway." So it was like, okay. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting seeing how it pieces together. And also how he adds these bad guys in there in post-production. So that should be fun. And so I'm looking forward to that. The actual physical fight, not so much. But I'll do my best with it. But in any case, yeah, I mean, after I'm done this, there's only going to be like kind of two things I'm going to be working on. Other than, of course, any freelance work I have to do with Eagle Feather. And I hope I get a bit of it, because my student loan has not come in yet. I'm not exactly impressed with that. The one, of course, being my grad studies, getting that work done. In fact, there's some of it I've been looking for my notebooks and that, where I'd written down the ideas I had for the outlines and everything. And I can't find it. But I'm kind of going to have to work from my memory, jot it down again, and then type it out. So that'll be fun. And the second thing, of course, is the juried art show entry that I'm finishing up. I have a little bit of finishing left to do on the painted part of my multimedia entry. Because that painted part, 18 by 24, acrylic painting, I'll be getting that put in a frame. But then there's also the multimedia part of it. I'm using some fabric arts with it. Some of you gentlemen probably noticed me doing a bit of embroidery at the games. Well, the reason I'm doing that at the games is because, well, it's hard for me to do it here with little cats. I mean, you ever try doing embroidery around a cat who sees a thread and is like, "Ooh, thread! Let me grab it!" And, I mean, yeah, I don't want to do that, especially when I'm working with a needle and everything. I don't want to stick them. Or have them swallow the needle, that'd be even worse. So, if you gentlemen have seen me doing that at the games, that's why I'm not trying to ignore you guys at all. And I know when I'm at the rink, I feel very safe there. It always feels almost like a second home in some ways. In fact, when I was getting my first degree, when I was sitting down doing some of my creative writing things and that, or my essays, I would come in there during a practice or something, I'd sit down and I'd be writing stuff, or I'd be proofing stuff or whatever. In fact, my stage play, A Girl Named Revenge, when I first started writing that, I was sitting in there writing it. And then when I tried to write it as a screenplay, I sat in there and I worked on bits of it there too. And certainly there were elements of the rink that I incorporated into both scripts for the film version and the stage version. Neither one has been produced yet, But I know I'd like to try this stage play version first before I go on to the screenplay. Just to see how it works as a stage play first, and just to kind of get the momentum going. But in any case, yeah, I'm excited about finishing up my MFA. So I'm going to be here, if I'm, like, after the stuff with the juried art show is finished, if I'm not knitting and you see me there with a binder, busy writing stuff, it's probably me either working on the pilot episode, because I got to finish the script for that. B, me finishing up the writer's Bible for the series. C, me finishing up the lookbook for the series. Or D, me working on the 15,000 word essay I've got to write to defend A, B, and C when I present it to a panel. Probably in the fall, I'm guessing, is when I'll be doing that. But I don't know at this point. I mean, I don't know yet. But in any case, I've got a lot on my plate right now. Besides, of course, working at Eagle Feather News, which I love doing. They're by far the most respectful newspaper I've ever worked for in my life. And if I have to work for another paper where I'm informed that a newspaper writer only needs a grade 12, yeah, I'll walk out the door. And I certainly did that with the one paper I had been with, because that kind of disrespect is not called for, especially when that said person knows that the writer that she's dissing is also going through for her MFA and going through for the hat trick. Because yes, I've already got my education degree, I've got my Bachelor of Arts degree. The third one I'm working on is my Master of Fine Arts in Film and Television Production. Hat trick. I'm working towards that. Anyway, good night and have a pleasant evening. I'll post this. It'll probably show up in the morning sometime, knowing the way that the speed is here for uploading anything. Anyway, have a good night.